Hey everyone. So while I was at work today, I was just thinking that it would be interesting to hear other people's stories for how they chose the name that they go by now that they've transitioned. Um, as most of you know, I've chosen the name of Seth, and the way that I came about choosing that name has to do with my birth name. When I was born, my parents gave me the name of Celeste, and that's not a real common name, but it's a very feminine sounding name. Um, Here in Michigan, I used to get a lot of comments on the name because it was so unusual. In Utah, it's not so unusual because it has religious undertones. The Mormon afterlife is thought of in terms of 3 degrees of glory, with the highest degree of glory being what most other folks equate to heaven, where you're living with God for the rest of eternities, and that's called the celestial kingdom. My birth name was the name that I was given at birth is Celeste, and I used to joke around with Christine that I was going to keep the name even when I transitioned, kind of like the boy named Sue, but she wouldn't go for that, and I wasn't really being serious about that. I have nothing against the name other than it's feminine. So when I went looking for my name I wanted something that was biblically I can't talk, biblically something from the Bible. And if I had been born a boy, my parents were going to name me Nathan, which is a prophet in the Old Testament. Unfortunately, my brother got that name, so it's not like I could take that name now. I also wanted to have a name that stuck with the same initial if I could. I didn't want to have to change my initials. When Christine and I got married, we decided that we wanted to have the same last name, and so after we got married in Canada, we came back to the United States, and we both had our names legally changed so that our last names were identical. And so I didn't want to really change my initials again, so I was hoping I could find a name that began with C. And as I started looking through names that began with C, I would find one or two that I thought sounded cool, but Christine didn't like them. And since I'm going to be with Christine for the rest of my life, I would prefer if she liked my name too. So when I couldn't find any C names, I went and started looking at S names, because although Celeste starts with a C, it sounds like an S. So that's how I came across the name Seth. And for those of you that don't know the story of Seth from the Bible, you've got Adam and Eve in the book of Genesis who had Cain and Abel, Cain being the firstborn, Abel being their second. And then when Cain killed Abel, God blessed Adam and Eve with a third son to take Abel's place, and that son was named Seth. So I thought it was kind of a cool name in the sense that my parents, my family, they're losing a sibling and they're gaining a new one. So with that thought, that's how I chose the name Seth. So anyway, I was interested in hearing what your stories were behind your names. How did you come up with your name? Why did you choose the name that you chose? So if you have a second and can share, I would sure enjoy hearing your stories. Anyway, so quick video. I'll be doing my standard video next Tuesday, but I just was doing a lot of thinking and had time to post, so I did. So anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.